Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, hits to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle. Sweeps down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell, intercepted! The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption! Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown! No greater redemption!
The San Francisco 49ers, we can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom! What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Niners crew, and guys, we are here. I promised you guys, we did our Victory Shot episode, we did the Overreaction show with the guys from 49ers Hive, and now it is time to break down the pressures. I know under normal circumstances and every other season, when we do our Victory Shot episode, that includes the presser breakdown from Kyle Shanahan and the players, but today was too important for me to not bring all of that to you at the same time. So please get used to the format. All right, we're going to do victory shots. We're going to do the overreaction show with the guys from 49ers Hive, and then we're going to come back and do the presser breakdowns right here on Nothing But Niners. All right, I am here to bring all of that to you guys. Let's run through some formalities really quick, and then we are going to go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty parts of the show. Scrolling across the bottom of your screen are the instructions. If this is your first time here on the YouTube page, please make sure you give that thumbs up, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on your notifications so you know exactly when we are going live. Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Snapchat and X. Those handles are Nothing But 9 ERS. That is the number 9, Nothing But 9 ERS. And then follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Those handles are Nothing But Niners, that is spelled all the way out. Now, for those of you who are following on Twitch, all right, this is going to be very, very important for those of you who are following on Twitch, okay? If you're following on Twitch, this is what I need you guys to do. We have a new Twitch page. It is Nothing_But_Niners, spelled all the way out. That channel will be the new one going forward. Once the bye week gets here, we are getting rid of the old Twitch handle. So please make sure you guys are in the place to be, okay? Right now we are broadcasting on both, but we do not have access to the old one. We have to let it go. So make sure you guys are there. Nothing_But_Niners on Twitch, all right? And then last but certainly not least, man, we want you guys to join us on Patreon.com. Shout out to my Patreonians. Round of applause for you guys, man. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic. You are excellent, man. And we do nothing but kick ass because of you guys. So head on over to patreon.com/NB9ERS. Do not be the last person to join. I think we had like 14 new people join and sign up today. Don't be the last person to get over there, man. We have a lot of fun. There's bonus content, bonus episodes, exclusive episodes and content over there. And we have the games there, $5 tiers or higher, and you guys get to participate in all of that, okay? I'm your host, Mike Andrews 83. That is my X handle. And we are going to go ahead and get into this. Now, before we get started, this is my lovely, beautiful daughter here. Her name is Zara. She has been rocking with me all night long. It is her bedtime, but she said she wanted to jump in and say something. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the microphone. What is it that you want to say, Zara?
I just want to say happy anniversary to my mom and dad for 14 years, and happy 16th birthday to my brother Derek.
There we go. That's right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So today is my wedding anniversary. We are 14 years in, my wife and I. And yesterday, the 6th, was my son's birthday. And in a couple of days, it's actually my wife's birthday. This is a very costly week for me, but it's always easier when the Niners win. Is there anything you want to say about the 49ers, Zara? Is there anything you want to say about your favorite team? You're rocking the black and red alternative colors, normally the red and gold. What do you have to say about your 49ers, man? What do you think of the win today or the game at all?
Honestly, I didn't know.
Get closer to the mic.
I don't know if I didn't think we were gonna win. I was kind of doubting it in the beginning, but I stayed faithful.
You still? Oh, yeah! My baby said I stayed faithful. She didn't give up, and we got the dub, man. All right, let's go, baby. All right, you got to go to bed. I'm gonna do our handshake so we can say goodnight really quick, and then you got to get out of here. Give me my earplug back. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up here, and then we're gonna get right to these post-game pressers. Here we go. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. All right. There we go. Have a great night, baby. I love you. Thanks for rocking with us. All right. All right, faithful. It is time. I don't want to drag this thing out here. Let's make this a fun one. If you guys know anything about the Nothing But Niners crew, if you guys know anything about me, I am all about body language. I am all about what the guys are saying with their body, not just their mouths. And that's what this episode is all about. Okay, so we're going to break down the post-game pressers from Kyle Shanahan. There was actually a lot of people. We saw a 2-for-1. I believe it was Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey at the podium at the same time. I haven't seen Brock Purdy have to share the podium with anybody before, so that's interesting. We have seen it before with Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, like the wide receivers to share the screen. But this one was different, man. We got to hear from Jake Tonges. We got to hear from Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. So we got a couple of things to go through here. I'm going to go ahead and bring them up here. And I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to let the players do the talking for themselves. So shout out to them. Let's have some fun, and let's just see where this thing goes, okay? Starting up, I believe, is Kyle Shanahan. Let's go ahead and get it here, all right? Kyle Shanahan's coming up to the podium. Shout out to everybody out there in the chat, man. You guys are great.
Sambo got evaluated for concussion, but he ended up returning. Go ahead.
Wait.
No. I mean, we got to get the MRIs and everything tomorrow to find out.
Trent was out for a little bit as well, Trent Williams.
Mm-hmm. But he came back. He was good.
Was it ankle or?
They didn't tell me.
You got a good look at that deep ball to Pearsall. He seemed to vary his speed, and that kind of allowed him to get open. Is that, part of that route, or is that him improvising? What did you see on that play?
It was a double move. We ran it earlier in the I want to say maybe the second, third down of the game. And then we just came back with a double move on it. Ran a real good route, and Brock threw a good ball. Must have had good protection on the play because it takes a while to do.
On the touchdown there, Brock, is that just a regular scramble kind of drill? And
yeah, that was just breaking out. I mean, I was looking to the left on the play that we were calling, and they weren't there. And I take my eyes to the right, and Brock's breaking the pocket. And when he threw that up, I couldn't see it at all. I didn't know if he was throwing it away. I didn't know if it was a pick. But our guys on the sideline started cheering, so it ended well.
What does it mean that you have guys?
And that's the play to Tonges at the very end, right? That's what I was talking about, what Kyle Shanahan just said. I couldn't tell if he was throwing it away. I didn't know exactly what was going on. And for any of you guys who know anything about the birth of a dynasty, right, where the 49ers laid their legacy and started to cement the groundwork for the dynasty that happened in the 80s and 90s, a play very similar to that, a quarterback rolling out of the pocket and throwing to the right corner of the end zone happened, right? We're talking about Joe Montana, Dwight Clark. And half of the people that were watching didn't know if he was throwing it away or if he was actually throwing it to somebody, right? That's incredible. And I know we get to hear from Jake Tonges later. I want to hear what his thoughts are on that play. I know we get to hear from Brock Purdy later on. I want to hear his thoughts on that play. But the head coach, the play caller himself, couldn't tell what was going on. That's speaking to greatness. That is speaking to what embodies this 49ers organization. That is what our roots are cemented in. That is the groundwork. That is the foundation of this empire that we talk about. I had no idea either. I legitimately thought he was throwing it away. And after I realized he wasn't throwing it away, I thought it was intercepted. But it wasn't intercepted. It wasn't a throwaway. It was a game-defining moment, which may end up being a season-defining moment. The Niners are now 1-0 out of 6 games that we have to play against divisional opponents. You win the division, you get to the playoffs. You get to the playoffs, and anything can happen. And right now, we have a head start. Yes, the Rams won today. It wasn't a divisional game. Yes, the Cardinals won today. It wasn't a divisional game. And yes, the Seahawks lost. but they lost to us in the only divisional game of the NFC West that happened today. So shout out to the 49ers, man, making it happen, going out there and doing their thing, right? Even Kyle Shanahan didn't know what was going on. It's not a knock to Kyle. That just shows you that Brock Purdy was thinking on his feet and made a play. He gave his player an opportunity to go up and be great. Terrible throw. Terrible decision. Should have been picked. But championship-defining moment right there. And it happened in week 1. I'm going to shut up. Here we go.
To the left on the play that we were calling, and they weren't there, and I take my eyes to the right, and Brock's breaking the pocket, and when he threw that up, I couldn't see it at all. I didn't know if he was throwing it away. I didn't know if it was a pick, but our guys on the sideline started cheering, so it ended well.
What does it mean that you have guys out and a guy like Jake Tonges makes a touchdown catch to win a game?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, it wasn't just that catch, but both of those tight ends, him and Luke, and Juice picking it up. Losing Kittle in that game was big for us. I mean, it was a huge part of the game plan, as you guys saw earlier. Had to mix some guys around, and those guys just stepped up big, man, and especially to end it with the game winner.
But with everything that went on, missed field goals, guys getting hurt, to win this game, what does that mean?
I was just so happy with our team. I mean, there was a lot of adversity in that game that we had to overcome. Offense, defense, special teams, a number of injuries, those 2 turnovers, being able to get 2 to even it out and still find a way to win. I was real proud of our team. That was our first game together, and didn't like everything, but I liked how our guys played. I liked the attitude. They never wavered, and I expect us to get better as we go.
See, and that's what I talked about when I was on with the guys from 49ers Hive. Right, it was a little bit about the attitude that came out of this game, right? So the 49ers 2025, he says here, tired of Kyle's narcissist attitude. He needs to be held accountable as well as Moody, right? And while I can't disagree about anything with Moody, Moody does need to be held accountable for whatever it's worth, right? Moody missed 1 kick today. That was on him, right? But Kyle, I thought, showed a little bit of tenacity. He showed some fight. He showed some grit with his play calling, aggressive play calling at that. 2 for 2 on 4th downs, right? 7 of, 12 or something like that on 3rd down conversions. Like the Niners had one of their better games on 3rd down conversions, and no one wants to talk about that. We converted all of our 4th down conversions, and no one wants to talk about that. Right? Yeah, they need to be held accountable. What does that mean? Does that mean praising them when they do well? Because I think that they did some things good in this game. Now, were they perfect? Absolutely not. Do we excuse all of the negatives? No way. A win does not hide the negatives that happen in the game. We should actually focus more on those negatives and learn from it so we can win by a bigger margin next time. So we don't have to come down to the final play of the opposing team's offensive snap in order to win a game. Right? There were more opportunities out there. This game should not have been as close as it was. So I agree with you, the 49ers 2025. I do agree with you there. But this was not the same Kyle Shanahan that we've seen for the last couple of seasons. This was not the same defense that we saw for the last couple of seasons. Now, I will say that this was the same special teams unit, even though that was the one thing I thought was going to be different. I thought the special teams was going to be different. But no. Still missed tackles on the kick returns. Still missed kick points. Field goals and extra points. Still issues with coverage. Still issues in the return game, muff kicks and all that, right? All those things were still the same for the special teams unit. Nothing changed there. But this Kyle was different. This Kyle right here was different. And I see Jesus Flores saying, my question is how much of that is the new offensive coordinator? None. He was here last year. It's the same thing. This was Kyle's show. This was absolutely Kyle's show. But what Kyle has to do is listen to what he's saying here when he answers this question, right? Kyle Shanahan has got to learn to let Brock Purdy do his thing. He said he had a play that was designed to go one way, and he was looking that way and didn't see anything. And by the time he turned his head and looked back, Brock was going somewhere else, and he couldn't tell what was happening. But in this same exact game, there was a different situation scenario that happened that you could tell Kyle Shanahan had his paws and hands all over. It was a 3rd and 2. And the Niners decided to run the ball. And there were 10 men in the box. And I didn't see Brock Purdy audible out of that run play with 10 men in the box. That play right there told me Kyle's got his hands all over this thing here. And he's not letting his $260 million quarterback read the field and make decisions. Kyle, you were wrong in that 3rd and 2 scenario. That was absolute terrible of you, Kyle Shanahan, the play caller, on that 3rd and 2 with 10 men in the box where you would not let your quarterback audible out of that play. But on the play that broke down and the last game-winning touchdown for the 49ers, the last offensive play that mattered outside of those kneel downs to run time off the clock, Kyle didn't know what was going on. And his quarterback, the $260 million guy, made a decision. And while I don't agree with the decision, watching it, I didn't agree. I saw 3 people surrounding one white jersey. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I saw one of those 3 people get both hands on the ball. But then out of nowhere, here come the mitts of Jake Tonges. And he pulls that ball and he snatches defeat away from the Seattle Seahawks, away from the 49ers. He snatched defeat away from them and gave us victory. But that meant that Kyle had nothing to do with that. That meant that the players made a decision. Kyle, I hope you learn from this week 1 experience right here, man. I hope you learn to let some shit go, bro. Because you don't always have the answers. You don't control what's going on the field. You can call whatever play you want to call, but you got to trust the guys executing those plays. You got to let them line up. You got to let them read, and you got to let them react. And that's what we saw in that final play. That's what we saw in that final play. Everybody who was watching it live should have had a heart attack, Vincent. I see your comment. Everybody watching that play should have had a heart attack, bro. I was right there with you. I knew for sure it was an interception. But when you see that tight end fall to the ground and he's got the ball in his hands, holy smokes, bro. Was I fired up and ready to hunt? Was I fired up and ready to go? And I was so proud of my 49. All right, let me shut up. We got a long post-game presser here. Let me run it back.
And Juice picking it up. Losing Kittle in that game was big for us. I mean, it was a huge part of the game plan, as you guys saw earlier. Had to mix some guys around, and those guys just stepped up big, man, and especially to end it with the game winner.
But with everything that went on, missed field goals, guys getting hurt, to win this game, what does that mean?
I was just so happy with our team. I mean, there was a lot of adversity in that game that we had to overcome: offense, defense, special teams, a number of injuries, those 2 turnovers, being able to get 2 to even it out and still find a way to win. I was real proud of our team. That was our first game together, and didn't like everything, but I liked how our guys played. I liked the attitude. They never wavered, and I expect us to get better as we go.
A lot of new moving parts on the defense. What was your impression of what they were able to do today?
Just from as a whole, I thought they slowed them down enough, kept them out of the end zone enough for us to win. Thought we gave up a number of big plays, especially for the half on the second quarter. Right at the end, under 2 minutes, just for them to get all the way in the red zone before we got that turnover back. So hopefully we'll clean some of that stuff up. But
that is not me. That is the 49ers microphones. I do apologize about that. We gotta work through this here. Hopefully it ends very soon. All right. So I do apologize about that, but we got to get back to it. I'm going to try to see if I can discern what he's saying here. I don't know if closed captions are going to work. I'll turn them on. I'll rewind it a little bit. Maybe it'll help. Okay. I apologize in advance.
Right at the end, under 2 minutes. Them down enough, kept them out of the end zone enough for us to win. Thought we gave up a number of big plays, especially for the half on the second quarter. Right at the end, under 2 minutes, just for them to get all the way in the red zone before we got that turnover back. So hopefully we'll clean some of that stuff up, but liked how they played overall.
Special
Well, obviously, I was disappointed that we missed 2 field goals. I mean, we missed one, which was a big miss, especially I think we were inside the 10. I want to say it was 27-yarder. The next one, Love made a hell of a move. I think it was Love. Split in that D-gap. Looked like he jumped over the guys. I saw it on the scoreboard. But we got to clean up that protection. That's everyone there. That one wasn't Jake. That's just a whole operation. But, yeah, we got to do better.
Shout out to Kyle Shanahan acknowledging that that was not Jake. So first he said we missed 2, and then he changed it and said, well, we missed 1. And he explained what happened. And this is what I want Niner fans to focus on. I know a lot of you guys are down on Jake Moody, and that's fine. I'm with you guys. Terrible to miss your first field goal of the season when you were in a field goal kicking competition heading into this game. Cool. Terrible. Fuck you. I got you guys back, okay?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm with you guys.
Excuse me, bitch?
Okay? I'm with you guys. But the second one was not on him. So I'm glad that Kyle's going to explain it here, and we get a chance to hear it from the head coach himself. The second one was not on Jake Moody.
Looked like he jumped over the guys. I saw it on the scoreboard. But we got to clean up that protection. I mean, we missed one, which was a big miss. But
Special.
Well, obviously, I was disappointed that we missed 2 field goals. I mean, we missed one, which was a big miss, especially I think we were inside the 10. I want to say it was 27-yarder. The next one, Love made a hell of a move. I think it was Love. Split in that D-gap. Looked like he jumped over the guys. I saw it on the scoreboard. But we got to clean up that protection. That's everyone there. That one wasn't Jake. That's just a whole operation. But, yeah, we got to do better.
You went for it on 4th several times, so after that, was that just we're not going to kick a field goal if I can help it?
I don't think so. I mean, I want to say they were 4th and 2. So I don't think that changed it. I mean, would have kicked it if it was more than that.
Is Jake in any question? Is that kicker in any question in your mind whether he's going to be back with the team?
No, no question.
How pleased were you that Christian was able to go today and that he was able to be as impactful as he was?
What's that?
How pleased were you that Christian was healthy, able to go today?
Real pleased. I mean, we got a scare on Thursday, but started feeling much better about it Friday and Saturday. And I didn't get to talk to him about it. It seemed like it wasn't an issue, but he had a hell of a game, man. It was awesome to have him out there.
What can you say about Brock's poise and ability to come out and win that at the end?
It's huge. I mean, there were some big plays at the end. I mean, we were back and forth, and it kept getting tighter and tighter. And to make that big play to Ricky, to get the explosive, to get us down there, and that play he made on 4th down was huge. I think the biggest one in the drive was him going across the whole board on a progression. I mean, just a tough deal to do for a quarterback. And I don't know if he hit, I think it was Jake Tonges, a low ball on the other side that kept the drive going and played really well there.
Fred Warner, after he got hit, was out for just a little bit, but did you see him even more, I guess, feisty or angry after the nose issue?
I don't know. He always seems feisty and angry, so I don't think he can be much more than he always is.
What did you see on the Purdy interceptions? I know 2 separate plays, but was he forcing it a little bit, at least on the second one?
I didn't think so. I mean,
I am going to be judging him like crazy off of this one. The question is, what did you see on the Purdy interceptions? Did you feel like he was forcing it? Yes, he was fucking forcing it, Kyle. Don't outsmart yourself on this one. And I heard him say already, I don't think so, but I want to hear his explanation for it. So maybe there's a better explanation. One of them, they said that Christian McCaffrey fell down, so the linebacker was free. Instead of covering CMC, he was able to kind of float over to the middle of the field and all that. That was all what I saw with my own eyes. I don't know what Kyle's going to say. I am watching this live with you guys. If you guys are subscribers to the Nothing But Niners channel, you know I have been live since the moment this game ended. So I haven't seen this presser at all. But the one he threw into triple or quadruple coverage, and the other one he did triple coverage also. Even the touchdown pass was in the triple coverage. So Purdy had some questionable throws, and those 3 were some of them. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So, I mean, you flip the coin however you want to. We can't make excuses for him. Purdy has to be better on those interception plays. But I want to hear what Kyle has to say, and I am judging the shit out of him for what he says here.
After the nose issue?
I don't know. He always seems feisty and angry, so I don't think he can be much more than he always is.
What did you see on the Purdy interceptions? I know 2 separate plays, but was he forcing it a little bit, at least on the second one?
I didn't think so. I mean, I thought both of the guys made really good plays. We had a high-low going. They ran a good blitz. and took Christian out so that backer could really drop under it. I've seen Brock a lot of times lob that over the guy. The guy was deep, so you'd love to say check it down, but they ran a blitz, so Christian wasn't there. But I thought that guy made a hell of a play. I mean, obviously at the end of it, yeah, don't throw it, but that was a pretty good play by that guy. And the end to Ricky, that was man coverage. The guy was tight on him, but he gave Rick an opportunity. And I didn't have much problem with that, but I'd much rather, worst case scenario on all those, I always tell the receiver it should be offensive PI, not a pick. So hopefully Ricky can make sure that's not a pick next time.
What was your view?
Okay. All right. Not shooting him any bail at all. But I didn't know that Kyle coaches for offensive PIs instead of interception. So on that, I'm going to give him an applause. Ricky. Next time, tackle that motherfucker. Don't let them get the ball. Tackle him if you have to. We'd rather lose yards than give them the ball, and then we can punt and play the field position battle. So I do like hearing that from Kyle. I do think that they were forced still, so I kind of disagree. I disagree with some of what he was saying, but I do like his explanation on the two plays.
And emotion when he saw Bosa recover the fumble and seal it?
Just took a breath, was relieved, pumped up. Then I got to watch out for all the big guys who try to knock me out on the sideline to celebrate after it. They always get much more aggressive than me. But I was pumped. I mean, in those 2-minute situations, you want to go tee off on the quarterback. And from what I saw, it was an awesome job, not just running past him, allowing him to step up. He got to the top. I think he came back underneath. And I don't know if he knocked it out or not, but I don't know. Did you guys see it? Yeah. Did he hit it out or did it just slip?
Kind of pushed the tackle back into it.
Yeah. No, it was huge. And just to finish it right there, we don't have to worry about what else would happen.
What was going through your mind just before Jake Tonges made that catch in the end zone when the ball was in the air?
When the ball was in the air, I was blocked, so I had no idea where it was going. So I was just hoping it wasn't a turnover, and then I was getting ready to decide if I was going to make another call or send a field goal out there.
Another young guy that was involved a lot was Marquis Siegel. He led the team in tackles by halftime. What did you see from him?
I saw him running around making a bunch. I see Les out there. And then doing the preseason and stuff, getting ready for the next series. So pumped to watch him on the plane, but it looked like he was flying around and making some good plays.
Where do things stand between the 49ers and Kendrick Bourne? Is that something that you're still monitoring?
Yeah, and I know he hasn't signed with one, so I know it's a possibility we can get him. I know we're still trying. Hopefully that can work out.
If Juwan is out for an extended period, do you think that Jordan Watkins is
That was a great question. This is one of the Matts. I believe this is Matt Barrows. This is a great question here. Where do we stand with Kendrick Bourne? And Kyle says we're still trying to get him. Now, why this is important, it's not just that wide receiving core, but Juwan Jennings' shoulder. We got to wait and see how bad it is and how long he's going to be out. We may need to sign Juwan Jennings. So this is phenomenal. Kendrick Bourne sitting around and waiting for the better option. All of a sudden now, he looks like he could be the third guy here in San Francisco, maybe even the second guy. So that is a great question. Good question.
Season stuff, getting ready for the next series. So pumped to watch him on the plane, but
listen closely. Here we go.
Making some good plays.
Where do things stand between the 49ers and Kendrick Bourne? Is that something that you're still monitoring?
Yeah, and I know he hasn't signed with one, so I know it's a possibility we can get him. I know we're still trying. Hopefully that can work out.
If Juwan is out for an extended period, do you think that Jordan Watkins is a possibility to be?
I mean, he got back at the end of last week, but so he is a possibility. He's getting closer with him, so we'll see.
When you say there's no question, about Jake Moody's job security, why is that?
Well, just the way you guys ask it. Right now, I have no question. I'm trying to finish today, and then I'll get on the plane, evaluate stuff, and go back at it.
So we can ask you again.
You guys can ask me every day.
That was interesting right there. There's no question about Jake Moody right now. I have to go back and watch it. So, again, Kyle has already said the one miss is on him. The second one was not. So, again, guys, I want to remind everybody of what I personally expected. I can only speak for myself. I expected Jake Moody to be 3 or 4 today. All right, he ended up being 1 of 3. But one he missed, which is what I expected. The other one was blocked. That's not on him. It doesn't matter who was back there. If the offensive line blocks that way, it's going to be blocked. That's not on the kicker. right? So the special teams unit has to get better. That's on them, the second one. So I do like Kyle's answer, but he's saying right now in this moment, I don't have an answer. Right now it is Jake Moody. Jake Moody is the answer right now. But give him time to change his mind. And that's what we have to do. So as content creators, we'll come out and we'll say we like a person, and that person will have a stretch of bad games. They say, aha, you said you like this guy. He's terrible, blah, 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 blah. That's in the moment. What most content creators don't do is walk it back. They won't sit there and say, I said this guy was good, but you know what? We could do better. They won't do that. They'll just ride with that person no matter what. Kyle Shanahan isn't that person. He's saying right now it's Jake Moody, but give me some time to be able to change my mind. So I love that answer from Kyle Shanahan.
And I'll answer how I am right at that moment.
I know it's a different year, but this is the kind of game that you did not win last season. Does that strike you at all that this is a different kind of feeling, different kind of team than it was last year?
Not really. I'm so, I feel like in our building, in our meetings, just talking to the guys, I think we started out trying not to make comparisons to other teams. Like we're trying to not have this year be tied to any other year from the past. And I think we started out that way, talking that way, but I think it's become that way. I don't think we're thinking much about that right now. And we've been working to do that. And I think a game like this makes it easier to do that too, because you're right. I mean, they finished that. That was one that could have gone either way, especially after the missed field goal, the block, the 2 turnovers, and a few of the big injuries in that game. So for us to still find a way to close out that and win, I was real proud of this year's team and hope we'll be back at it next week ready to go.
Yeah. Round of applause answer right there. Round of applause answer right there. And I'm going to tell you why. All right. I'm going to tell you why. Because last year, when the Niners went on their little losing streak in the middle of the season, you heard from Kyle, you heard from team captains, oh, we've been here before, we know what we got to do, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit what you guys did before. None of that matters, what you did before. None of it makes a difference what happened in years before. What is this team going to do, right? And last year, it didn't work out for us. While the whole team and the head coach and the captains were saying that we can just flip a switch and we could turn it around, I kept saying, no, that sounds like you guys think that you are owed something. And you aren't owed anything in the NFL. You have to go and earn it every single game. It doesn't matter what teams in the past did. None of it made a difference. So I absolutely love that answer from Kyle Shanahan. That's why I gave it a round of applause. Let's keep this thing going here. That's right. I love that the mentality now is what other teams did doesn't matter. We've been preaching it all off season, and we carried it into this game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So in years past, the positive things, we flipped the switch. We were able to come back. We made a Super Bowl run. Years past. Last year, we lost these kind of games. It doesn't matter what we did in the past years. Let's focus on this year, this roster, and what we can do. And that's what I like to see, man. That's absolutely what I love to see. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
All right, thanks, guys.
Oh, that was it for Kyle Shanahan. All right, so let me drop him off of here. We're going to get the next person up here. Let me drop it out. Let me see if I can get the next person to come up to the podium sooner. All right. I absolutely loved that presser from Kyle Shanahan. He gave some really good answers. He talked about not depending on anybody, not depending on years past. The special teams unit has to get better. So I like that Kyle Shanahan had that wherewithal to say that. All right. This was a good start to the season. And I'm not just talking about the win, but the mentality, right? Kyle is showing us that the mentality is different going into this. And I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I'm trying to find the next person here at the podium. All right. The next person up is Nick Bosa. So here we go. Let's hear from Nick Bosa.
Nick, what does that mean to you to finish the game that way with the strip sack, I guess, and just the fumble recovery?
It means a lot. It was a grind of a game. A lot of ups and downs, it tested us in a lot of ways, so it was really good. Obviously, ending with a win is what we're always aiming for, and the fact that I was able to help is always great.
So much was made run defense struggles. Well, last year I think they averaged 3.2 today in 26 years. Just what was your impressions of what was working, how you were able to slow them down in that regard?
Is Nick Bosa chewing snuff in this press? Like, is that a spit cup? Is he chewing snuff in this joint? Nick Bosa's coming out here showing a different side of himself. Mr. I'm healthy and nothing bad goes into my body. He absolutely spit in that cup. All right, I'm going to shut up.
What was working, how you were able to slow them down in that regard?
Yeah, I'm proud of how we how many yards rushing?
3.2.
Yeah, no, that's what we always emphasize. And it was kind of a scheme that we're familiar with, and with the Kyle Shanahan tree. So we definitely, for the young guys, it was good because they've seen it during camp a little bit, so they had a little more familiarity. But Salah's the man. He calls it great, and I obviously need to watch it. I don't really know what's going on half the time during the game, but yeah, that's number one, stop the run. So we're always happy with that.
Was there any play on that last for you on that one that to get you into the pocket?
What's that? No, that was just a rush. It was a grind all game. They were making it tough, and thankfully I made a play at the end.
Leaving the TV replay, we couldn't see it really well. Did you get a hand on the ball, or did you knock Lucas into
I
the ball?
pushed him into the, yeah.
So it hit Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
So much was going on in this game. You got injured guys, you got missed field goals, you got blocked field goals. So what was the emotions like as this is going on?
It was a roller coaster, and in the NFL you have to stay even keel no matter what happens, because if I'm not locked in on that last play, maybe we'd lose. So you never know when your opportunity is going to come. It's a really tough league, so whenever you have those opportunities, no matter what's happened before, you got to be ready.
Does it strike you that this may?
That was a great answer by Nick Bosa, man. Phenomenal answer right there, right? Like, you just got to stay ready, because one play literally made the difference of winning and losing this game. And there were so many opportunities for the Seahawks to win this game. There were so many opportunities for the 49ers to win this game. I mean, wow, phenomenal answer there by Nick Bosa. I 100% love that play, right? I mean, that answer right there.
Is a game you would have lost last season?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
What would you quantify that solid rock game one? Just maybe the energy that he brings. He's running up steps pre-game. Obviously, you guys didn't see that, but the mark that he leaves on you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's as good of a coach, defensive coach in the league, and when you could just feel the like leading up to the game, how important this is to him, and he's trying to get everything perfect before we step out on the field so that everybody knows. And with a lot of young guys, like, he was a little nervous coming in, we all were, and just putting players in the best positions possible.
Did you sense some of those young guys' nerves? Did you do anything to try to calm them?
I mean, everybody's nervous in the NFL. First game, I get nervous. It's a high-pressure business, and you got to go out and perform. People forget quick, so you got to go do your thing every single day, and it's the start of a good journey.
What happened with Fred, and when he came back into the defensive huddle, did he have like gauze in his nose and was tall?
He did. Yeah, he had something shoved up his nose. I was just like, Fred, are you all right? Because he got hit in the stomach and was gasping for air, and then his nose was just leaking blood. I'm like, are you okay? Like, you don't look okay. But whenever Fred goes down, I'm just waiting for him to come back in, because he's that tough of a player, and he had a great game, and his leadership is up there with Salah's. Like, I mean, he's a coach and the best linebacker in the league.
What can you say about what's going on with Jake Moody? I know he's your teammate, you support him, but it's not great right now. Do you just tell him you're back up? Where is his team with Jake Moody?
I mean, I'm always supportive of a guy who's struggling, and obviously that position is very cut and dry, whether you're getting it done or not. So I'll never turn on a teammate. So, yeah.
Also in Tracy, Nick, you said that you still get nervous. Do you think those nerves are important? And if you didn't have them, would it feel like you were getting complacent?
You answered it for me. Good. Thank you.
All right, so that does it for Nick Bosa there. I believe next up is the dual players here. I believe it is Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. So I'm going to oh, no. I was wrong. It is Jake Tonges. So let's go ahead and get Jake up here to the podium.
Right, so I had a corner curl route, and I kind of slipped a little bit coming out of it, but I looked back at Brock, and he was started scrambling around, so immediate scramble drill, try and stay in bounds, try and beat your guy. I saw him throw it up. I wasn't sure if he was throwing it away or whatever, but I just tried to cut underneath the corner right there and high point it and, come down in bounds, so.
Isn't that just instinct in terms of attacking the ball? Because some guys may stand back and wait for it to come. Like, how did that kind of happen?
Yeah, it's something you work on. It's like a good fundamental of football is like always reaching out and trying to high point the ball or attack the ball so that, you let it get into your body or whatever, the defender can punch it out or whatever. So that's something, we work on and we emphasize a lot in practice and stuff. So I'm glad to see it, come into play there.
Does that moment feel like it's happening in slow motion? Does it feel like it's happening fast? How does it, like in your head, how's it playing?
Definitely slow. I went up, I caught it, looked down at my feet, make sure I was in bounds, and kind of looked around for some flags. And it was silent, because we're on the road. So I think Russell Gage, someone was like, you scored. And so then I was, didn't believe it. And then I was, spiked the ball, go celebrate with all my guys. So.
Have you had game-winning touchdowns in your career?
I think this is my first game winner in my whole career. So definitely exciting and, dream come true. So.
When George goes out, what's kind of the conversation with you?
No. We got to pause it right there. First game winner for him, y'all. I got to play my dog sound. I'm sorry. That's a dog right there. Huh? You got to pet that dog right there. You got to give my man his props, man. You spiked the ball, and you're getting the pats on the helmet, man, and on the back. They're saying, good job, man. First game winner of his career, collegiate, high school, whatever. He said it was his first one. That means something to a guy in this position, man. So I just want to give him his props, man. Shout out to Jake Tonges. All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Game plan was have George have you, right?
Yeah. So it's really just figuring out, in our different personnels who's going to play which position and how we're going to split up, the 11 personnel stuff. So that stuff was all, talked about at halftime, talked about, throughout the, the third and fourth quarter. But yeah, so we just try and, be as prepared as you can and slide right in there and try and, have the level of play be, as close as it can possibly be.
Did Purdy say anything to you after the catch or in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, he just said congrats. He was super excited, came over and talked to me, and just a big play. And, he does a great job keeping the play alive. And I asked him if he was throwing it out of bounds. He's like, no, I was just trying to give you a chance. So I appreciate him doing that.
Is that coming into today?
Now, that's a little bit of insight right there. Kyle said he wasn't sure if Purdy was throwing it away. Jake said he went up to Brock and asked him if he was, what was the plan there. And he said, I thought you were throwing it away. He said, no, I was trying to give you a chance. So shout out to Brock for making the right decision, even though it looked wrong all the way. All the way. It looked like it was the wrong thing. I thought it was going to be intercepted in the end zone. But Jake Tonges, he snatched the ball away. He pulled the ball away from the claws of defeat and snagged a victory for the 49ers, man. Way to go, man. That's a dog.
It was one career target for you.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the instincts of practicing and repping this.
Yep.
It's just in practice where you kind of build that up.
Yeah. I mean, practice really, anytime you can get it, even if it's on, I've spent, a year on the practice squad before, so scout team stuff, and anytime you're in practice and you're running routes, it's really just a great opportunity to work on your craft and try and become a better player.
You've been able to see the play, see it back.
Yeah, I've seen a video of it. I saw it on Instagram. So.
There was some talk about Dwight Clark
Oh, yeah.
Because of the,
The location, yeah.
Yeah, and jumping in front of it.
Yeah. What about?
The Dwight Clark play, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, I mean, maybe some similarities, I don't know. But that's cool if people are saying that.
You said you spiked it. Were you able to track it down, though? Do you have it?
Yeah, I do have it. One of our ball guys on the other sideline was able to snag it, and Doc gave it to me, so I was super happy about that. So.
And he deserves that ball.
I got to get some type of, trophy case or shelf or something, so we'll see.
Your first couple of catches came earlier on that drive. Did
Yeah.
you know Brock was going to be looking for you at a safety valve? Or what went on with those?
Yeah, so the first one was a screen, honestly, and I, could have done a better job on that one. Kind of got caught up, my feet caught up with one of the offensive linemen. So I was disappointed about that one because that was they were calling my number a little bit. So that one could have gone better. And then the other one, I knew I could have gotten I was kind of later in the progression, so I was just trying to stay alive and, convert that into a first down. And obviously the last one I wasn't, expecting in that fashion,
How was Brock in the huddle coming down the stretch?
I mean, he's confident, he's poised, he's like, let's go win this thing. We didn't want to kick a field goal. We didn't want to go to overtime. We wanted to score and win it right there, so.
Take one more, guys.
Jake, I just asked a couple of your teammates about your first career reception coming today, not only just the touchdown, but they were all shocked to actually hear that you hadn't had a catch before today.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel, and how did you stay ready for this moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's just preparing, like I can't tell you how many games I've prepared for, mentally, and really haven't, even gotten in the game on offense, mostly playing special teams and stuff. But that's just years of, just trying to take every practice serious, and no matter, if you're running with the ones during camp or if you're, scout team giving the defense looks, just always trying to maximize the time you get to make yourself a better player. So,
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, guys.
That is absolutely beautiful right there, guys. I love that, man. My man's first reception happened in this game. He said he was only a special teams guy. He had no catches, and he finishes the game with 3 receptions. He finishes the game with 3 receptions and a touchdown. Not a ton of yards or anything like that, right? It was only 3 receptions for 15 yards and a touchdown, but man, were all of his receptions worth it, man. I mean, dude, you go from no catches your whole NFL career, you get your first one tonight earlier in the game, you get another one later on to convert, and then you get the touchdown to win it all, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Play the horns. Good for him, all right? And now we're going to bring Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy. This is the duo that I was talking about. So here they are. Let's go ahead and keep this thing running here. We're almost done, guys.
Just for the record, Brock, were you definitely throwing that to Jake all along? Was throwing away?
Were you definitely throwing it to Jake all along?
No, I knew Tonges was going to come down to it.
Can you just give us through you're obviously the long play, you're looking left, you're moving around. Describe that play?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fast break, so you walk up and snap the ball quick, and it was just a straight across the board read, and just felt like the coverage was tight, and at that point I felt like I needed to leave the pocket, trying to find a guy in the end zone, and then as I'm going away, it was put it hopefully to where Tonges can get it or nobody can get it. I know it was a close call, but he used his length, came down with it, and yeah, here we are.
Christian, what was your view of it? I don't know if you saw it live. What was your view of the play there?
Yeah, I ran a flat and then just washed from there. And, yeah, it was awesome. Felt like it was slow motion. And then when he came down with it, obviously we were excited.
This can be for either of you, but did you realize that was his today he hadn't had a career reception coming into this game, and how impressive is it that he then goes out and has the game that he has?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
What does it say about him to stay ready for that moment?
I mean, he's a guy that even last year, I remember against the Rams, George was down and we had Tonges go in. Like, he's been a smart guy, and it's just, it comes down to opportunities and in games. Do you get the right look, to get the ball and everything? So he's been a consistent guy all throughout last year in camp, and George goes down today, and then boom, he's ready for his opportunity. So we all love Jake. He's a smart kid, and we all love him, and he's a brother to us. So we're gonna keep moving forward.
Yeah, he's a guy that's made of the right stuff too. Practice is really hard. Attention to detail is great. He's willing to block, does all the things right. So it's pumped for him.
Yep.
After 31 touches,
Do you have a sense of how your body's going to feel when you wake up tomorrow?
Oh, amazing.
Was that, and there was a lot of everything, right? But a lot about the middle runs. I mean, was that a particularly, I don't know, a grinder for you?
Yeah, it's a really good defense, man. I mean, you go to an NFL game, you never know, how it's going to play out. You just got to be ready for the ops. And we knew that was a good defense. They don't give up a lot of explosives. So, some of them was just stick your head in there and try to get as many as you can and stay on the field. We had a lot of long drives, but, overall I was, just happy we got that win. They're not all going to be pretty, but it was good to come out with a win.
When you guys have practiced the 2-minute drills, have you practiced that throw to Ricky? Is that part of the repertoire, and how did that develop?
In certain situations, Kyle knows when to take a shot and everything and has a good idea of, what defenses do. So, that was a great play call by Kyle, man. And then Ricky executed a great double move on Tariq. And for us to be able to come down with it, the O-line, holding their protection and giving us the time to throw a play down the field, it's not easy. But, we've done that at practice. But I thought it was huge, man, just for Ricky, to get out there in his first start and then in a clutch moment like that, do his job and come down with the catch and put us in position to score.
There were a lot of games last year, particularly in the division, that came down to the wire that you guys weren't able to pull out. What does it do for this team's confidence to get one on the road against a division opponent early, and especially with it being in question at the end there?
Yeah, it means a lot. I think, we have a really new team, and I think there's so much talk about this, our past teams, and but we try to wipe all the past noise away and focus on this team. And to have a bunch of new guys come out for the first time together and to play with each other and get out a gritty win against a good team in a tough environment, that's a big deal. And there's so much we can build from that we're excited about. But to come out of a game like that with a win is huge.
Brock, all the one-on-one stuff you've done with Ricky, was that kind of payoff today?
Yeah, 100%. I thought there were some things that, I missed him on, that he did his job really well. And so we're going to go back and continue to grow and build together. But, yeah, man, from him coming in with the right attitude at camp, willing to learn our offense from day one and, be humble as a young player and ask me, hey, as a quarterback, what do you see? What do you need from me? He's done that day in and day out, and he absolutely loves football. So for me as a quarterback, I want to ride with a guy like that and go out and compete and find ways to win. And so I thought today going out there, man, with the position that Kyle put him in to go out and win one-on-one reps and come down with the ball, man, it was pretty awesome to see. So we're going to keep growing together.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Be our last one.
All right. And now we get to hear from Fred Warner. There he is. He's right there. No need to cut.
You've got somebody with you during the game.
Yeah, that was great. I just saw a picture of that. I'm like, that looks terrible. Given the circumstance, it's all right, though.
What happened? You get hit in the nose?
Yeah, no, I just I laid out for the tackle, and I guess my helmet wasn't on tight enough, so that chin strap kind of came up and got the nose. But it was more so falling on his cleat that got me falling on his, just right in the stomach. So just tried to let that subside for a bit. It's all good.
Did it fire you up more, Fred? I mean, you don't need to get fired up for games, but it seemed like every tackle was very emphatic.
Yeah, I mean, I just knew we needed that energy, right? I mean, it's big game, week one on the road. We knew how tough of a battle this was going to be, and I was trying to just continue to inspire my teammates through the adversities that we were hitting there throughout the game. And so, ideally, I was really hoping to get the ball, but my teammates doing an incredible job all game of finding ways to get that. And I know we didn't finish +1. I think we were even after that Bosa play, but can't express how huge of a win this is.
So was Kevin Roberts back in the sideline, and how good of a game did
I mean, it's huge. I mean, I've talked about it all offseason, just the confidence that you have as a player with such a dialed-in coach like that. It was great, again, having him back on the sideline, making adjustments. I kind of had a feel for how he was going to call the game. So throughout the game when he was making calls, being on the same page, and it was great. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but you love to learn off of a win.
Let's talk about the young players on your defense so much this summer. What it's like to see Winters, Siegel, other guys flying all around. They were making a lot of plays out there.
Yeah, it's so big. And, I mean, when you have young players, you hope that, they obviously play assignment sound. But the thing that you cannot not show is that that tenacity, that relentlessness to the football, that's to their advantage, in your youth, being able to just play with your hair on fire. And we needed that in a big way, I think. Obviously, I wasn't able to truly see it yet on the tape, but I can't wait to watch.
Did you sense any nerves in those guys? Did you feel the need to say anything? To help?
Not at all. Not at all. I told them before we even started the game, I said, hey, just hang with me all game. We're just going to take this thing one play at a time. And, let's just be great with the fundamentals and being on the communication of everything. I thought we did that.
At one point, you're in the tent, and there seems to be a real urgency among the staff just outside the tent to go find your helmet,
Mm-hmm.
to give you your helmet, and you come out with your helmet
Mm-hmm.
on. You ran out. Was it something where you felt good and you're like, okay, give me my helmet, I need to go back into the game?
Yeah, I really didn't even want to go in the tent, to be honest. They just made me do that I guess that's the rules. So as soon as I got in there, I'm like, where's my helmet? Let's do it.
What was your view of Bosa's final play there to get the fumble? And
Yeah. You'll see it. It wasn't the best coverage by our group, but thank God for Bosa in that situation. I saw the ball come out. I didn't know who forced it. I saw him get on it, and so the fact that he made that big of a play, it was major. It wasn't clean at all, like I said, all game long, but finding a way to win in the division week 1 is major.
Do a couple more, guys.
Motivation, given the fact you won't see the Seahawks until the last game of the regular season?
I didn't even realize that until you just said it. It was extra motivation knowing that it was in the division, it was on the road, week 1. It's always everything at stake, but you understand when you played long enough how big those division games are. So the fact that we were able to come on the road and get this win, can't speak enough to it.
Nick was saying that in the lead up to games, Salah's really emphatic about making sure everyone, is on the same page defensively. I don't know if you guys saw, but he was running up the steps pre-game. Like, what does his energy bring to the room outside of just the X's and O's that rubbed off on him?
Yeah, you'd be surprised throughout the week. He has little to no energy, and he's very stoic. He saves it all for game day. And you can get rowdy and have fun on game day when you're executing at a high level, right? And so all that work we put in throughout the week, really going through it and being hard on ourselves to then come out and just let it loose on game day. That's what it's going to be about all year long. And like I said, it wasn't pretty at all. There's so much to clean up, but much rather clean it up off of a win.
All right, thanks, Fred.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that is it for the presser breakdown there, man. The 49ers went out there and did their thing. All right, we heard from the leaders of the team. I want to thank you all for rocking with me, man. I have nothing to really break down, man. Listen, man, not every game is going to be a blowout. And, if last year showed you anything, even close games don't usually work out in the favor of the 49ers. But this year, so far, 1-0. And that's what you want to see, right? Like, that's where we are. That's where we stand. The Niners are 1-0. I want to remind everybody of a couple of things really quick. One is patience. All right? While we were all excited to see what these rookies could do on the defensive side of the ball, especially on the defensive line, we drafted all these guys who were really good run stoppers. As Matt said on the show earlier when I was with 49ers Hive, a lot of those guys didn't get significant snaps. All right? We didn't get a chance to see those guys. Right? So, you just can't give up. It's going to be a long season. Those guys are going to get their feet wet. They have to get ready for what is coming here with the 49ers. All right? This is not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination. We should get better and better as the season goes on. Okay? So I want us to keep that in mind. I'm talking about on the defensive side of the ball in particular. I'm not talking about the offense right now. Just the defensive side of the ball. We should get better and better as the season goes on. With the special teams unit, it looks like picking up where we left off last year. Terrible special teams. The return men, they don't look good. The coverage units, they don't look good. The field goal kicking doesn't look good, right? But that doesn't mean that we should give up. It was game 1. And I cannot stress that enough. It was game 1. All right? On the offensive side of the ball, the Niners we're struggling, man. A lot of injury concerns over there. You saw George Kittle go out for the rest of the game. You saw Juwan Jennings go out for the rest of the game. But other players stepped up, right? We have been arguing, we've been yelling and trying to compel the 49ers front office to trust some of these younger players. And they did that today, right? You had a game-winning touchdown from a guy that had no career receptions at all. None at all. But he did it. He freaking went out there and he did it, right? You had Ricky Pearsall showing the growth from year 1 to year 2. Just a couple of receptions, but big receptions, big yardage gains, right? We saw Brian Robinson trying to figure his way out here with the 49ers. Offensive line, more of the same. Terrible play from the center. Terrible play from right tackle. Below average play from Trent Williams. But let's be honest, this is Trent Williams' preseason game. He didn't play a lot. He didn't play at all in the preseason. And he didn't participate a lot in the joint practices, right? So he's got to get his feet wet as well. But what was different about this entire team was the tenacity, the conviction that they played with. And that's what's going to carry us throughout the duration of this. And I know some of you guys out there, I keep seeing it in the chat. Oh, next week against New Orleans is a trap game. It's a trap game. I hear you. I don't think the 49ers are overlooking anybody. And you know why the Niners don't have the luxury of overlooking anybody? It's because of the inexperience on both sides of the ball. It's all those negative things that I just said. Those rookies out there, right? We can't overlook anybody. We don't know that those rookies are going to answer the bell. D. Winters went out there and said, hey, I got your guys back. I may not be Dre Greenlaw. I may not play to the standards that you guys have for Dre Greenlaw yet, but I'm here. And he looked good, right? That's secondary. It's like, all right, who's going to step up? And Green had some plays. Siegel had some plays. But they also had some moments during this game where we were like, oh, my God, what are we doing with these guys? Faithful, we got to be patient. We gotta show a little bit more patience because of what's happening. And this wide receiver room, they asked Kyle Shanahan straight up, hey, Juwan Jennings may be injured. Can we still get Kendrick Bourne? And Kyle said, yeah, and we still hope that it happens. Let's pump the brakes on the panic. Let's take this week 1 win in enemy territory on the road. Let's take it for what it is. This is not a game that we would have won last year. Not at all. Not at all. But they did it today. Nick Bosa, he went out there and he had himself a game. He did. I know that we don't want to highlight it, right? But Nick Bosa had a sack, had the forced fumble, had the recovery, and 6 tackles to go along with it. You know who was in second place? Marquise Siegel. You know who else tied Marquise Siegel for tackles? D. Winters. All of a sudden, those unproven guys are throwing their names in the hat to say, hey, you can depend on me, man. What I didn't do all day today was complain about the coverage from the safeties. Shout out to Jason Pinnock, right? Doing his thing out there. Diamador Lenore, bend but don't break. Sam O, bend but don't break. Luke Gifford out there with some assists. Michael Williams, an assist. Bethune, an assist. Collins, an assist. Those guys went out there and they said, hey, just give us a damn chance. Give us a chance and you won't be disappointed. Ricky Pearsall, year 2, only 4 receptions, but 108 yards. 108 yards. And while we lost George Kittle very early in this game, 4 receptions, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Guys, it is going to be a long season. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is probably the toughest defense we're going to play all year long. This defense right here. This is the defense that gives Kyle Shanahan fits. There is no Brian Flores this year. There is no Jim Schwartz this year. So let's get ready, man. We got a long season ahead of us. and we got to be patient. All right? Jesus says, Ricky with 9 more yards than the entire Seahawks offense. That's not true. That can't be true. Ricky Pearsall had 108 yards. The Seahawks offense didn't have 99 yards, bro. I mean, they passed for 150 on their own. Jackson Smith and Jigba had 124 yards. I don't quite know what you mean, but it is positive, though. It is positive. All right? The team went out there and they played. They never gave up. And if you guys were watching on the Patreon channel while we were live with the game running and the commentary, you guys heard the calls that I got during the game. A buddy of mine gave me a call. He was upset. He was drowning his sorrows in alcohol. And he said, I don't want to be a fan of this team anymore. Why do I do this to myself? And I let him vent. I let him get it off his chest. And I said, yo, my man, go get a cup of water. Let's sober up a little bit. And let's not give up. And that is what this season is going to be about. The not giving up. I'm not kidding at all. I'm not exaggerating. If you guys aren't members, please become a member of the Patreon community. $5, $10, $20. You pick the tier. But you guys get an opportunity to watch the game with us. And I'm telling you that the energy is infectious. And it makes a difference. Head on over to the Patreon community and join. Now, the $1 tier is there, and you can join that if you want to. But you won't get an opportunity to see the games live. And I'm telling you that the energy in the live chat is way different than anywhere else you're going to watch games. I promise you. The next best thing is being surrounded by Niner fans in a bar somewhere. So if you're a homebody like myself, that is the place to be. We bring it. And it's 100% all the way through. Okay? It's 100% all the way through. I encourage you guys to come and watch. Join the party with us. Become a Patreonian. All right? That's what it's all about. That's all I got for you guys today. I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed this game. I know I did. The ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the emotional rigmarole. We went through it all, man. We went through it all. Right now, we're 1-0. We're atop the division. And I'm going to say this right now. They got to deal with us, y'all. They got to deal with us. I'll see you guys soon. I'm getting up out of here. All right. Love you guys. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. Don't be the last person to join. All right. Prepare for glory. Anticipate pain. But always remain faithful. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, them nothing but niners.